So we're back with a little wrestling ramble. And because it's like, I didn't realise, like, bro, it's like April already. What the fuck? And I think the years flew. And frankly, regarding AEW, I want to talk about one of the, like, so far, like, we're over, what, a third of the way? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? We're about a third of the way through the year. Or just about. And, you know, it's fair time to judge, like, who's had a good year so far. I think I want to talk about, in my opinion, one of the better people in AEW job, one of the best years so far, in terms of improvement, is Mark Davis. By an absolute mile, bro. I think Mark Davis has been absolutely phenomenal. I think Tony Khan's evidently very big on him. I think you can tell he's a definite fan. There's definitely been a push for Mark Davis and tried to find a place for him, because you look at him during the Kyle and Ospreay stuff, you know, where he had an obvious role and part to play in that. It was kind of subdued, and it was kind of like, even look at the Steel Cage match, that's absolute classic. He's in it, but barely has, like, he's just there to bring weapons in and just take a bump. That was kind of it with Mark Davis, and, like, he's kind of struggled since that. I know he had an injury and stuff, but Mark Davis is, especially you look how Kyle Fletcher's gone. Like, Kyle Fletcher's just, again, one of the best wrestlers in the world. And Davis, when they were tagging as Aussie Open, he was the star of that tag team. He was the A-star, and Fletcher was the up-and-comer. So the fact that Fletcher's definitely leapfrogged him in terms of notoriety and stuff. Fletcher's one of your biggest stars in the company. Now it's like, okay, so Davis kind of got left behind, which is, a bit shit. So I feel like they've definitely, again, put an effort. The Davis and Doyle thing, I think that was the big thing for everyone. Once you come back, I remember I was talking about it, I think I made videos on it, each with Dynamite and Collision and stuff. And he was looking better each week. And I was just like, you could tell he needed a tag, and then they gave them Davis and Doyle. Now, obviously, with Jake Doyle, who was previously Jake something from TNA, and that was they were definitely building that to be the tag champs, at least contender, like kind of like Hayton the adjacent, and I'm not against that. I thought that was an excellent move. Obviously, he's definitely getting pushed more in the Don Callis family, but then obviously Jake Doyle, Jake something whatever, got a horrible injury and kind of got sidelined, and that kind of just fucked Davis's plans over yet again. But even though, when it was going, like the Davis and Doyle presentation was just absolutely nailed. They were both just feral cavemen. Don Callis was going, let's go kill somebody, shit like that. It was great, and it was like clearly they found that avenue. And then the fact that got stripped away from Davis without his fault at all, frankly, I think he was in a very difficult position in terms of the company for himself, whatever. So the fact that they went, fuck it, let's just get him more involved with the Don Callis stuff, give him singles matches, show him in these trios matches with the Death Rider stuff, and he's just fucking shone. He's just not looked back. He's just absolutely ran with it and been excellent. He's fit that big guy archetype where AEW just kind of needs sometimes. He has, again, Davis has always been great in ring. No one's denying that. It's just the improved charisma, the improved presentation, everything about Davis has just been elevated. And I feel like he's in a position now where, when you look at the Don Callis family, don't get me wrong, I think the Don Callis family is one of the best factions in terms of members it's got. But, like, he's not, like, one of those members where in the background you're like, oh, he's whatever. Now he's like, oh, yeah, no, that's Mark Davis. He's pretty fucking sick. And he's getting matches weekly. He's shown, like, you're not sitting there, why the fuck's Davis there? You get it. He makes sense. And he's fit in these matches. He's doing very well. He had a tag match with Andrade a couple of weeks ago, or last week. Done very fucking well. Obviously, him and Kyle Fletcher, Aussie Open reunion, they had great little chemistry, as you expect. There's just, Davis is there. Bro, Davis is there. And for me, one of the best things they done was when they give the trios belts to the Don Callis family after taking them off Hangman and Jet Speed, to basically set Mystico up to get the win. And they gave it to Davis. I think there's no one more on that entire roster at that point who deserved the belt that year more than Mark Davis. At that point, Davis was going through hell. He just constantly adapted. Again, don't get me wrong, the booking has benefited him, and the fact that they never gave up. But there was a reason they never gave up. The guy was constantly showing out. Not match of the night, but reliable, solid, fitting an archetype. Just done his role very, very fucking well. And I'm not even kidding. Like, genuinely very fucking well. And I think, again, the improvement you compare last year to now of Mark Davis, it's night and fucking day. Again, it's not like Fletcher, where Fletcher just remolded I don't think he's remolded Davis at all. I think Davis has just kind of went, fuck it, I'm just going to do this now. And they've just went, Davis, just do this. And I don't think that's too different to what Davis normally does. I couldn't say, I've not got that much experience of Aussie Open. But, like, he just seems, not finalised, but just spotlighted. You know what I mean? Like, just putting the spotlight on him, went, fuck it, let's just let him do it. And when he do, he's fucking sick. And it's just, I'm happy for that. I'm happy for him. Again, I think he deserved that trios belt. I think him being in a faction like the Don Callis family he's one of those cases where, like, it's either sink or swim, and he's definitely swam, you know. And I think he's just doing well. And I think the improvements, I think the guy, I'm not saying he's Wrestler of the Year or anything, but in terms of most improved and most benefited out of all AEW's roster, I'd probably say it's him. I don't, because, like, the only other comparisons were fucking Kevin Knight, but I don't think Kevin Knight's improved. I think he's just, you know, just grew. I don't think it's the same. I think Davis has improved. That's the thing. I just think there's something there with Davis. And again, I went the biggest fan on Mark Davis. I think if you asked me for a wrestler to keep an eye out for the rest of the year in terms of interest, it would be Mark, because the guy's just, it's not getting worse. He's becoming one of the most Mr. Consistent guys. And bear in mind as well, AEW has got an issue where they will get these guys and then they'll just kind of fall out of favor. Like, where the hell, look at Juice. I know Juice has injury problems with his faction and even himself sometimes, but, like, Juice Robinson is kind of one of those guys where he's consistently great, and now, like, you know, he struggles to get on TV, which sucks. But again, bang gang issue. Davis is, it's a credit. Like, bro, I think it was the Death Riders Trios match, I forget which one, because there's been a few, and Davis has been, again, involved in most of them, and he does chop to the fucking pole of the ring, bro, and it full on fucked his hand up. You could tell it really fucking hurt his hand up, but he's continuing to go on. And, like, shit like that, I really fucking respect. Him and Speedball, excellent chemistry. Him and anyone, he's working off these other people well. And especially these, again, smaller talents, where, like, a Speedball, who's obviously a lot more small and agile, but that's a great matchup. With him and Moxley, again, it's Moxley, who doesn't? Him and Moxley have excellent chemistry. I think he had an open challenge against Moxley for the Continental belt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did. That fucked. And, you know, shit like this, I feel like what pisses me off with Davis, frankly, is because he's part of the Callis family, he's not going to really be facing Callis family members. And that's what pissed me off. I would kill to see Davis versus Andrade. You could give me Davis versus Takeshita now, Davis versus Okada. Jesus, that could fuck. Davis versus Hechicero. There's a bunch of people in the Don Callis family, and that's kind of like the only downside to the Don Callis family. Is like, the faction's so good, it's so stacked. I want to see these people face, and they're just not at the minute. You got to wait for them to break up. But Davis himself and become a real good, reliable, consistent guy, really improved, really happy for him, just everything about it. I just wanted to kind of give that credit to him, because I don't think a lot of people obviously are talking about Mark Davis, but you can tell Tony's definitely a fan. I'm a fan. I think it's worked. I think this little, okay, we're just going to push you a bit, see how it goes, has worked, and I hope they don't drop it. I honestly, I would love them to do something like this for Shelton, not Bobby Lashley, but Shelton specifically. I feel like that could be done, but I'm happy it's happened to Mark. I think it works. I think now he's kind of groomed himself. You don't have to change much. Again, his presentation, everything's there. And this is still without Jake Something coming back. That's going to change a lot of things. And even Fletcher, if you wanted to rerun Aussie Open, it's just, there's a lot there. And I'm very happy. I just wanted to kind of, again, put the spotlight on that and talk about him, because, Jesus, I think he's been excellent. And I just wanted to give him props and a shout out, so to speak. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I just wanted to ramble about Mark Davis and his year so far. I think he's been really good, and I just wanted to, you know, kind of give that flowers in terms of I want people to kind of go, oh yeah, he has, you know what I mean, just realise it. But yeah, let me know what your opinion is on Mark Davis. What's your favourite Mark Davis match? And do you think he really has improved this year? What do you think happens? Do you think he goes back in the tag division with Jake Something, or do you think he stays as this singles/trios guys? Because either way, I think he's fucking nailing it. Don't change a goddamn thing of him. He's doing great.